Hi everyone, it's Ashley. Before we get into this week's episode, I wanted to real quick thank everyone who came out to Phoenix Fan Fusion this weekend. It was great talking to everybody. If you are someone who is new to Mamre Alpha, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad you're here. I met a lot of great people face to face for the first time or for the first time in general. One of those people is Bex, who is the DM from another all-girl actual play podcast called The Dice Girls. So if you like listening to a group of girls having a bunch of fun and rolling some dice in the process, which I'm willing to bet you do, they are another podcast for you to check out. So thank you all again so much for your support and enjoy this week's episode.
Captain's Log, Stardate 58262. I'm happy to be back on my ship. A lot of things have happened while I have been undergoing a genetic therapy. Some of the crew members know of my true identity, but most do not. I hope they are good at keeping secrets. We are on our way to Deep Space 3 to drop off some of these Vulcan scientists that we picked up. I hear that there was a bit of a mess involving a traitor last time, but I have faith in my crew. I know this will be an unexciting venture.
Personal log, Lieutenant Shakel. We're en route to Deep Space 3 to get rid of this fucking Strelvek motherfucker. And I am not a moment too soon. I'm not sure what to expect when we get there, but I really am anticipating getting him off the ship.
Personal log, Lieutenant Posa. On our way to Deep Space 3, I am so excited get this really, really terrible. I'm really trying to watch my mouth. Okay. We're going and we're gonna get this Vulcan off the ship and it'll be great. I've also done some research into what I did wrong when it came to my biological samples. And, gonna try and do better next time I pick pieces up of weird sentient beings and just stick them in my pocket. I'm gonna try not to do that again. That really kicked us in the ass. Anyway, onward and upward, I guess? Yeah.
Personal log, Lieutenant Penny, the Vulcan. I just met possibly the love of my life, I'm not sure. And, but you know what? He ended up not. I don't know. I'm really confused about it, because, like, he was there, and he's Vulcan, and then I don't know, but he wasn't helpful. I'm not sure. Either way, there's another guy we're gonna get rid of, but I got to use my parkour skills. It didn't go well. This guy Lorda showed up. I don't know anything about that. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm excited for what's coming, though.
Personal log, Loxus again. Oh my god. Me and Lieutenant Braxton have been going at it, and I've got a giant bruise on my labia. A hematoma, if you will. Gosh, it's really putting a damper on the workout and pretty much my social life. But, I had to work a lot of steam off after seeing that freak of nature again. Guess I just gotta sit on some ice packs.
You are, as you heard and caught onto, on your way to Deep Space 3, which is in the Alpha Quadrant. The great news about Deep Space 3 is that there's not much information about it, other than it's in the Alpha Quadrant. And the current commander there, they gave him a name. His name is Commander Gorg. G-O-R-G. I don't
Almost
know.
like you made it up yourself.
But I didn't.
So it's spelled like it sounds. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Gorg.
Gorg. Don't know what race he is. Not even memory beta knows. So, you just know that you're going to drop off these, the actual Vulcan scientists, and you'll ditch Strelvek there too. So, it takes, I don't know how long it takes to get there. You're booking it. You get there in I don't know, it's right, like warp, it takes as long as the story dictates it takes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you take like 3 days to get to Deep Space 3. And the captain has, I don't know if you guys want to roleplay this or not. We can if you want to, or we can just, bypass it. But, she's pulled each of you aside just to really sort of chat about her situation and asking that you, that you keep that all very confidential. She may even have a non-disclosure form for you to sign on a holopad. So, an official Starfleet form 18347.2, non-disclosure of confidential Starfleet information.
Yeah, I don't think we need to roleplay that. I'll put our thumbprints on that pad.
I sign it.
So, you're on Deep Space 3. Deep Space 3 is not very exciting. There is a promenade. It's not near Klingon space. It's instead near, we'll say, the Breen? And I don't know what the Breen and the Cardassian space. I don't know what did Cardassians eat?
Yamik sauce?
Yamik sauce.
Canard?
Well, I guess Deep Space
Just
9...
anything with Yamik sauce.
Deep Space Nine was actually near Cardassian space. Let me look up a map of the Alpha Quadrant.
Good call.
I think the Breen are accurate. Who the hell are the Breen, though?
The Breens are those ones in the helmets. You never see their face. They are from a really, really, really hot planet, so they
Okay.
can't exist in most other Star Trek species air.
Okay.
So they just wear helmets.
Yeah, every map I look at of the 4 quadrants is completely different, which is very helpful.
Super helpful.
Yeah. Hold on. Here's this apocryphal one from Star Trek Online. Let me take a look at that. Where the hell is Deep Space Nine on this bad boy? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, so Cardassian space and Bajoran space are obviously... But then, okay. You know what? I think they just make it up. There's no, they never, nothing ever makes any sense when I ever look at any quadrant map.
So in this map I'm looking at, it does have the Breen Confederacy in the Alpha Quadrant, so... Okay.
So
whatever.
we'll say Deep Space 3 is near the Breen space. So whatever the Breen eat, what do we think the Breen eat, right?
God, I couldn't guess, because we've never seen their face.
They're the Star Wars ripoffs. Yeah, they're the Boba Fett ripoffs. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they eat Breen burritos.
Oh, no.
Probably some kind of sandworm or something, right?
Yeah. It looks like the Breen algae paste. We'll say that there's a little cantina, and instead of serving gach, they serve algae paste sort of smeared on a carbohydrate, not tortilla, but something that's a circular.
Yeah.
Like fucking avocado toast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely am into that.
Yeah.
It's probably terrible, but I'm like, yep, yum yum.
So, oh my god.
Uh-oh.
The Breen rank structure included the title Thought, T-H-O-T.
Oh,
no.
what?
Oh my god, sorry listeners, this has just turned into us reading the Memory Alpha Wikipedia. The Thought it's the equivalent, I guess the equivalent or higher than the Cardassian Legate? Yeah, whatever. So it's pretty, anyway, there's no thoughts on board. But there is, there are a few Breens, that like to, they like to visit the the stand and get their algae paste smeared on, wafers.
Yeah.
There's a pretty boring bar, no gambling, just really watered down
Boring.
booze. Yeah. Not a lot of nightlife. Not as exciting as Cork's, obviously. So it's just sort of a pale comparison. Imagine Deep Space Nine, but remove about 6 factors of fun, and that's Deep Space 3. That's Deep Space 3.
Well, but then add a little bit of fun back, because now we're there.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're going to turn this Deep Space 3 to Deep Space 4.
Turn it all the way up to 4.
Too high.
So
I'm sorry, did we go to the algae stand, or?
I don't know, do you? That's probably the most exciting thing in the promenade. I mean, there is like someone who sells clothes, the latest Breen fashion.
Which is pretty fashionable.
It's just
Lots of face
spacesuits.
masks.
They can't.
What does Posa know? Posa said Posa knows what?
I've been to DS9.
No.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, so you have a first-hand comparison, right? You're like, ugh,
Yep.
Deep
Yeah,
Space
this
9
place
was
is-
it.
Fucking bummer.
Yeah, I guess we go hit up the algae on toast.
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't try the local cuisine.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Breen constantly wear refrigeration suits. They have no blood. They have no liquid inside of them, like no liquid circulatory system.
Gross.
And refrigeration suits, yuck.
Oh, so their planet's very cold. I
Yeah.
was so close.
No outsider has ever seen what a Breen looked like under their refrigeration suits and lived.
That sounds like a mission for Loxus.
I was gonna say no human.
Right. They can. There's probably like a slat they can open up the
I'll
refrigerated
open up your
helmet.
slat.
Oh my god.
Jam the
She
toast
said
in.
it.
Looks like they're good at music.
I'm learning so much about the brain.
Because they're filled with gas.
Yeah. So I don't know what Breen music sounds like, but it's
like that.
Apparently Oompa Loompas.
You got it, yeah.
It's playing in the promenade. Yep.
Do they dance? And then you can sing the ABBA song, Dancing Breen. I want that.
They don't
God
seem like
damn it!
they don't seem like a type of people that dance.
No.
Why did we have to go with the civilization that Ashley can make so many fucking puns with?
Good job, Ashley. Don't ever stop.
Damn it.
We love you.
Anyway.
All right, so you're on Deep Space 3. You're getting some algae paste on some wafers, and there's some, kind of droning Breen music playing through the promenade.
This place sucks.
Breen culture at its finest.
And you're just, I guess, are all of you together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all eating Breen toads together. Awkwardly.
Yeah.
While you're there eating your toast, you see, oh my gosh, I put so much effort into this race of aliens, and then I wrote up the 5 planets and how they have their habitat on these planets, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't figure out what they look like.
Oh. Well, here we go.
Here we go. Let's roll up the generator.
Yeah.
So, we'll say that there's a gentleman in blue robes, and he's largely humanoid shaped, right, as most of the races in the Milky Way are, because of we made you to look like us, you are all of our children sort of bullshit from the progenitors or whatever they were called. But we'll say he has sort of a skin that's somewhere between green and yellow. And he has no body hair. His head is bald. His skin isn't exactly reptilian. It's not scaly, but it does look rather thick. We'll say slightly pointed ears. And a few notches that sort of stick out in various places of their heads. Maybe up around the crown of their head. And every Starfleet person he sees, he approaches. And, since this is mostly a Starfleet base, there's quite a few of them, but everyone's like, can't help you, sort of brush him off. And then he looks at you, and he makes his way right for you, toward your table. He doesn't have a name. His name is...
Jerry.
He sounds a lot like Greedo.
Shh.
Did I act? No, so it's not like, he's got a real mouth. He doesn't have that weird, like,
Fish
cone mouth and the big bug eyes.
Yeah, he's not like a snorkel.
Yeah, no.
Like, he's like if Yoda
no,
and Greedo had a baby.
I guess kind of. I mean, if that's the way you want to think about it. But
You're in the wrong goddamn universe, Ashley.
Get back to us. Come back to us, Ashley.
You know I'm not good with directions. I got lost.
So his name is he'll walk up to you and he'll say, "Oh, thank goodness. I've been trying to get anyone in Starfleet to listen to me. And I can see by the metallic dots on your uniform that you are in higher rank than these other Starfleet crew that I've been talking to. My name is Gremular, and I need Starfleet's help, but nobody has given me any time of day."
I lean over to Penny and I'm like, he already sounds like a dick. Quietly.
He says, "Would you be able... I have been trying to get Commander Gorg's attention for days, and he keeps refusing me. Do you think you could put a word in for me and get an audience with your commander?"
Shaq has a mouthful of food. Just put a cracker in my mouth.
Yeah, let me get your information. I just pull out a pad.
My name is High Priest Gremular.
High Priest Gremular. How do you spell Gremular? Kidding. I know how to spell Gremular. Who am I kidding? Come on.
I am from the planet Gontharia.
Oh, no.
Whoa. For real?
That sounds like the medication you use for gonorrhea. It's Gontharia.
Gontharia.
Got it.
And we are having a terrible problem with space pirates in our sector, among the 5 sister planets. And we desperately need Starfleet's help to rid our sector of these pirates.
Bad space pirates, gonorrhea planet. Got it. Lothar.
Gremular.
Got it.
Thank you. If you need me, I'm staying in section 2B. The station's computer knows where I'm located.
I will get back to you.
High Priest Grammar, before you go, why on earth are you trying to get a hold of Commander Gorg? Like, why him? Have you gone to any other Upper Starfleet? Like, you just hear...
I'm just from the planet Gontharia. I don't have access to the channels to talk to people in Starfleet. Commander Gorg is my channel.
Have you been at any other starbase? I'm just wondering.
This is deep space. Our sector is even further out.
Okay.
Thanks, Gremular. Have a great day. Here's a cracker. I'm not gonna finish this. Tastes like butts.
He's like, "No, I swore that stuff off ages ago."
Fair enough.
Wow. I just take it out of her hand, put it in my mouth.
So he'll kind of bow and just shuffle away.
I twirl my hand at him, like
Right.
off the top of my head.
Like toodly-doo.
Toodly-doo. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't say toodly-doo. That's just how I respond to
It's
it.
implied, yeah.
I say toodly-doo.
So that's what you know. You ate some paste and you talked to Gremular from the planet Gontharia. It's got space pirate problems.
I'm gonna pull out my tricorder and start looking up Gontharia and see if we can...
It just auto-corrects it to gonorrhea.
Yeah. I have to search like 4 times because I just keep getting gonorrhea.
I have to say, like, minus gonorrhea, minus
Yeah.
STD.
Exactly.
What you find is not much information. There is just one single Wikipedia entry. It says the sector that Gontharia is in is the home of the Madrilathi people. And there's 5 planets: Brogana, Kumiko, Hart, Athega, and Gontharia. And that's all there is.
Okay, so no previous record of space pirates or enemies or anything like that.
No, basically nothing about this sector at all.
So you said there was a bar, right?
Yeah.
I think Shaq's done with the crackers, and I'm gonna go order a juice or something at the bar, and then maybe ask the bartender about this Gremular guy, because surely the bartender would have seen him walking by.
Sure.
What kind of juice?
Like the pineapple orange guava.
And
No.
then put some rum in
No.
it.
Then go to Quark's and order some prune juice.
Prune juice. It's always prune juice.
No, that's Deep Space
So
Nine.
Warriors
That's
drink.
Deep Space Nine.
Not Deep Space 8.
You can get it anywhere.
That's a Klingon thing. I'm cool without it.
I think that Mr. Little Yoda Man shuffled off, but is he like with an eyesight? Can Penny go and like,
Well, first of all, he's about your height, maybe slightly taller.
okay. I
It was just that voice she was doing for him.
maybe, I guess I just thought he was a little dude. Can I go talk to him separately from everybody?
Oh yeah, you want to go talk to Gremular?
I would like to, yes.
Sure. So,
I want to go to the bar too.
okay. So, Penny goes and talks to Gremular. Loxus, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get one of those guys out of their spacesuit.
Flirting with Breen.
You,
Let's see what the Breen are working with.
Cold dicks.
you boy.
Maybe.
Probably feel good against your bruise.
That's true.
That's right. I need a popsicle. Give me that popsicle dick.
It's a popsicle.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yes. So glad you're here.
I am not sorry I've been drinking, so...
I'm not sorry you've been drinking either.
So, we'll do Penny first since she's just all alone.
Yeah.
You go and talk to Gremular. His eyes light up. We'll say he's yellow-green, but his eyes are green-yellow.
Oh, okay.
His eyes light up, and he's, thrilled that you're actually coming and talking to him more, because,
He's lonely.
as you saw earlier, nobody was giving him the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you've decided to talk to me. What can I tell you to help, to convince you that we need our help?"
Yeah. Well, first, I want to know, what is it that you think, Gorg?
Gorg.
What is
Yeah,
it
Commander
that you think
Gorg.
Gorg can do for you?
I was just hoping that maybe the Starfleet could send out a few ships to deal with the pirate problem. Starfleet has so many amazing ships, I don't think it would take very long for them to put down a few nasty pirates.
So how long have these pirates been bothering you?
Everyone tells slightly different stories about Pirate Jackie and her crew. I would say a generation, 40, 50 years maybe.
Okay. And how did it start? Why did it start? Do they have like a problem? Do you guys have a problem? I want to say beef with each other, but that's not what I want to say. Like, I can't think of the more intelligent word to use. Do you have...
Turf war?
Sure. Do you guys have issues with each other? Do you have problems with each other?
Well, we don't know much about the pirates other than that they attack our settlements in the outer ring of our system.
Oh, so just pirates being pirates. There's not...
Just pirates being pirates.
Okay, well, I will talk back with my friends and see what we can do for you.
And he gives you another little bow.
I bow back.
He shuffles off.
I shuffle off as well.
Do you join the gals in the bar?
Yeah, I go back and I get a real drink with alcohol in it.
All right, so Posa and Shaq, what are you up to?
I've asked the bartender, to get me a juice, and then while they were doing that, preparing my juice for me, I was just like, "Hey, so this Gremular character, High Priest Gremular, do you know them?"
Oh, what race do you think our bartender is? Let's see, races of the Alpha Quadrant.
Ferengi!
No.
Every bartender can't be Ferengi.
But why though?
Here we go. The Denobulans are from the Alpha Quadrant?
Really?
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Because he was on the
Alpha
Enterprise.
Quadrant's a big place,
Yeah, yeah. We'll say it's a Denobulan.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you say to the Denobulan? What do you say to the bartender?
I asked the bartender for a drink and then said, oh, hey, do you know this Gremular, High Priest Gremular? What's his deal? Do you know them?
Oh, that Bach. He's been annoying all my customers for the last 4 days. Every time Starfleet comes in here, he's walking around annoying everyone until they eventually leave. If you can figure out what his deal is and help him out and get him out of my hair, that would be great. Do Nobulans have hair?
He's complaining about...
A little bit.
They do, a bit. He's complaining about space pirates or something in his homeworld. Do you know anything about that situation?
I don't really know much about the Madrolathia sector. They've been hermits. We've sent ships by there in the past, but they've never been willing to engage. Usually they just keep to themselves. They don't trade with anyone. We don't know hardly anything about them.
Are any of the other planets in the sector having problems with space pirates, or is it just them?
Well, their planets take up pretty much that sector.
And none of the, sectors between here and there complaining of it?
From what I can tell from what Gremular's yammered on about, just seems to be their sector.
Have you guys seen any other of this species? What are they called again?
They're called the Madrolathi.
Have you seen any other Madrolathi on the station before?
On the station? No. In fact, I would say Gremular's the first Madrolathi I've seen in person.
Interesting. How's the weather? So that's the station. How's the station treating you? Changing topics.
They keep it pretty cold for the Breen, so...
Oh, that's true. Have you ever seen a Breen's face before?
No. I hope I never do.
Do they just plug a weird straw into their helmet or what?
They usually don't eat in front of people who aren't Breen, so...
That makes sense. Alright, well, it's been great talking to you, man. What's your name?
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Oh no!
I got my hand out. I'm waiting for a shake.
My name is...
Kid Rock!
Kidroke. Your name is Kidroke.
No, my name is... My name is Crump.
Crump, it's so good to meet you. Handshake. I'm Shaq. I'm Lieutenant Shakel. Cheers.
He gives you a little salute. Posa, was there anything you wanted to ask about or do, or...
I feel like I would have walked in and kind of sauntered up to Shaq and looked around a little bit, so there's no gambling in here, right?
No.
Do I see anybody interesting species-wise? Is there anybody even in here?
I would say there's more Starfleet in here than anyone else. A kind of mixed, it's a deep space station, so
Yeah.
a little mix of, sort of random aliens here and there that you maybe have only read about, but not actually had a lot of interaction with from the nearby sectors. A lot of Starfleet off their time off.
Are there any other Bajorans by any chance?
Let me roll a dice. Hold on, and that'll determine
Okay.
whether there is or not. Let's see. There is.
There is.
There is.
Is it Starfleet or?
They are Starfleet.
Okay. I think I might try and just sort of casually stroll around the bar. And if they look in my direction and we happen to lock eyes, then I'll go and talk to them. But if I'm not just going to walk up to them and be like, "Hey, you're a Bajoran."
The best thing about it is she's explaining this all to us. As we're sitting around the bar. Okay.
So you're trying to kind of make yourself known nonchalantly or being cash, hoping that you can kind of catch their attention without being nerdy about it.
Yeah.
So they do actually they see you, acting real nonchalant and sort of give you a wave. They're They're drinking some swirly thing.
Okay, I'll sit down and chat with them. We don't need to role play it out. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go talk to that Bajoran who happens to be there.
So you'll just sit and have drinks with that Bajoran.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Loxus. You're flirting pretty
Role
good.
play that. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna tell you that you're not gonna get very far with the Breen. You know, they're entertained, but you're not gonna get in that refrigeration suit.
Can she roll?
I mean, that's fine. Can I... Right. Can I roll for it? Also, like, I mean, if there's any way to lighten up some of these fucking Breen, that's also fine. I don't mind if they're just laughing at me and they think it's hilarious that I'm trying to get into their spacesuits.
They're having a good time. You know,
Yeah.
you're goofing around. You're kind of catching on to Breen humor pretty quickly, right? Because that's in your nature, you know, swinging titties or, you know, your two traits. So you learn pretty quickly how to flirt with the Breen. You just know, they've just made it pretty obvious that, you know,
they're like, no, bitch.
Yeah, that this is fun, but it's not going anywhere. Yeah.
And that's fine. I won't stop flirting with them or anything. I'll just, schmooze with them and, yuck it up and...
I picture you sitting on their laps and they're just like, okay, well,
all right.
That's what you're doing now, I guess.
This doesn't do it for us, but you don't care. Okay, all right then.
Everyone's having a good time. So, do any of you do anything with this information you have, this request from Gramular?
Well, I figure we should probably... I mean, I did take the information down. I figured I should probably actually give it to the captain.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I think me and Penny might compare notes as to what we heard from the bartender and from Gramular himself, and then decide if we probably want to, just ask the captain what she thinks.
Right. So you sort of meet up with Loxus and you guys all compare notes and you sort of make a consolidated report and send that to the captain.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, you're continuing to have your drinks and sit on Breen's laps, and eventually you all get a message from Captain Takov, and it says that Commander Gorg has decided to grant Gramular an audience. An audience is Starfleet. It's not an audience. He told Gramular, yes, an appointment. And you do actually see Gramular sort of shuffle past the bar, very quickly. He's holding his robes up and he's very excited. And if he sees any of you, he does wave and he smiles real big. He's very excited because he believes that you are the ones who have made this happen.
We were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
That's right.
Really?
I mean, his belief is correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah. So, fast forward a few hours. Your shore leave time is over. Time to get back on the ship. All the Vulcans have been deposited. Strelvak's in the brig. He's someone else. He's Commander Gorg's problem now. And you get an update about what the Komodo's next mission is. And it turns out you are going to head to the Madrulathi sector to help out with these space pirates.
Well, color me surprised.
I don't know if you have anything to say to the captain or Gramular. He's been assigned quarters. He's just gonna stay there. There's no reason for him to be on the bridge.
Oh, so he's on the Komodo?
He's on the Komodo, yep.
Okay.
So he had a little shuttle, and that shuttle's been loaded aboard the Komodo, and he's gonna go with you and point out where the problem is. So, you travel for a few days. The Madrilathian sector is sort of out there, actually. Even with your warp technology, it does take a little bit to get out there. So if Deep Space 3 is deep space, the Madrilathi sector is even deeper space. Once you kind of get out there, it starts to make sense why nobody knows much about these people. Because they're out in BFA.
While we're spending all this time on the ship, I jump onto my personal log and I go, oh shit, I was on Earth in the 90s. What the hell? And then that's all. I just add that into my personal log from earlier when I didn't know what was going on. And continue.
Personal log supplemental.
Supplemental,
Yep.
yes.
After a few days, you actually get to, you space dock at planet Gontharia. Rather than actually, kind of patrolling the outskirts with Gremular and the ship, the captain has decided just to go right to Gontharia and talk to the government there and just sort of get some updates and try to figure out the best way to handle this. So the captain sends, all of you down with Commander Watkins. Commander Watkins will lead, and Gontharia is sort of to be honest, it's a pretty shitty planet. There's not a lot of habitable land. It's sort of like a lot of volcanoes and like rocky deserts, dry land where nothing can grow. But patched here and there, there's a bunch of bubbles with rather large cities with skyscrapers. They have to build up because they can't build out. And you land in sort of you land actually at the government building. And you land inside with Commander Watkins, and you have a appointment with the Gontharian government. And sorry, this is a lot of exposition.
No.
The head Gontharian.
Yes, Lord, we'll say Lord Governor Draxel. I gotta write that down. You transport down. You're kind of waiting in the waiting room outside the conference center before Lord Governor Draxel will see you. And you're there with Watkins. Is there anything you want to do?
We're with Gremular. Is Gremular there?
Gremular is not there with you. It's just Watkins. You talk to the front desk person. They badged you in. They sent you up the elevators to conference room Z. You're sitting in, the waiting room outside. There's some weird looking potted plants. Some, the Gontharian version of elevator music is playing.
Is it better than Breen?
It is better than the Breen.
Okay.
I will say it is a little industrial, though.
Nice. They've got like Nine Inch Nails and Orgy playing for the elevator music.
But the elevator version, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's like Vitamin String Quartet. Yes.
I'm looking at those plants.
Yeah.
Is there anything to snoop in?
Anything to snoop in?
Yeah.
There's the Gontharian version of like People magazine sitting out on the tables. There's not like any containers. I guess there's some trash cans.
I'm not sifting through their trash.
Can learn a lot from what people buy the trash.
That's right.
Tampon. All right.
Just out in the waiting room trash? Wow.
You know what?
That's an emergency.
Yeah. Don't shame.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's a power move.
Slam it down.
Penny, you were saying something. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask if anyone wants to play paper, rock, scissors with me to pass the time.
I'm looking at plants.
I'm gonna look at that People magazine and see if there's any good-looking people or crosswords or anything in there.
All right, so Shek's looking through. The crossword's already done, so you gotta look at maybe the Gontharian horoscopes. Penny is just sort of maybe begging Loxus to paper, rock, scissors with her.
Mm-hmm.
She'll scissors with her, but...
Posa, you're gonna scan are you gonna look at the plants?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the plants, sniffing them, touching them,
Okay. So you get up in the plants business. They're definitely alien plants. They're...
What color are they?
let's say that they're red. And they're a little bit more sticky, like not like, well, I don't know. Are they sticky in the sense that they're like sticks, or are they sticky in the sense that they're like gooey?
Gooey.
Gooey? All right.
Oh, gooey sticks.
So what we'll say is that there's a stalk in the middle that sort of these sticks are growing out of, and then there's a pod, and in the pod is sort of like a gooey substance. So you're just kind of smelling them. Let's see, what do you think they smell like? Let's see. Well, they kind of smell like sand.
Nice.
Okay.
Do you, are you just doing touch, smell, you know.
Yeah, I'm not taking any samples of plants.
But you're just using your Bajoran senses, you know, smell, touch.
I will at first, yeah, but if I'm really like flummoxed, I'll scan them.
Sure. So I mean, you know, it looks like an alien plant. I mean, you've seen a lot of those before. This one's you've not seen any one precisely like this. The goo is interesting. I don't know whether it has any properties that are useful or not. Like maybe it's Gontharian aloe. You know, I mean, who knows?
Yeah. All right.
So, all right. So you're kind of in the plants business. Watkins will play paper, rock, scissors with you.
Yay.
Penny, they're like fine. And you know, Shaq, your horoscope, as far as you can tell, isn't good. Seems to be a lot of blood rain in your near future.
Oh, dear. Do I happen to find any, like, fashion spreads of Horatio in this magazine?
Oh boy.
Is he popular in this sector?
Let me roll for it. I got neutral. You know, there is... Well, we'll say that there's not, like, a huge spread for Horatio, but, like, in the very back near where the crossword is, there's, like, one little square at the corner saying, like, where Horatio's next concert's gonna be.
Nice.
Oh, Horatio.
And that...
I snipped that out.
Yeah. And that, basically, you know, you've got your universal translator. Does the universal translator helps with, hearing? Does it actually help with reading too, though?
I think it does. I think it's implanted in your
It's right in your head.
your brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it just intercepts any
Does your
kinda-
eyeballs too?
Yeah, it does your
Yeah.
eyeballs too.
So it says, you know, like his next concert's gonna be on Beta Z on, you know, this specific date, but nobody from the Madrilethi sector is allowed to go. So too bad.
Damn.
What? That's
Harsh.
why.
I tear the picture out, and I give it to Penny.
Thank you.
So, there's an assistant. Well, as far as you know, they're not wearing like the blue robes like Gremular was. They're wearing sort of a gray set of robes, much less inspiring of a color. They come out and they clear their throat and they say, Lord Governor Drexel,
Yes.
we'll see you now.
Oh boy, let's go.
Let's go on in.
Watkins stands up and motions you for them to follow
My
them.
hand's all sticky. I'm like, God, shit.
Swipe that on your pants.
You know, it actually feels like, you know, it smells like sand, but it actually feels really nice. You feel like your skin is like highly lubricated now. Not like sexy lube, but like
Oh. I was like, give it some of that. Oh, never
Really
mind.
good lotion lube.
yes, exactly.
All right. Interesting.
You're trying to shake it off your hand, and I run up trying to play paper, rock, scissors with you because I think that's what you're trying to do.
I just slap you. Ow!
And I'm like, oh, your hand feels so soft.
And you get into, you know, it's a nice conference room with a very nice view of the city. You can kind of see out the bubble. Outside the bubble is a very impressive large volcano in the distance, bubbling and exploding. So that's a pretty cool sight, right? Under any other circumstances, you would feel like scared, but it appears to be not a threat to the city. And nobody's panicking, right, about this volcano erupting.
If they're not worried, I'm not worried.
And a Madrilathian, who is in even more resplendent robes than Gremular, is sitting at the far end of the conference room table. And he sort of motions his hand toward you to sit at the, at the various chairs of the conference table.
Okie dokie.
We do.
We sit.
And he says, I greatly appreciate Starfleet sending some of its finest to help us with our space pirate problem. I am Lord Governor Drexel. I am not in command of Gontharia, but I am in the chain of command. Before we send you out to handle the space pirate problem, I just wanted to bring you up to speed on the system, the sector.
Lay it on us.
He gets a little clicker out from a drawer.
Oh, no.
And the
It's a PowerPoint.
the windows, there's these shades that go ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk to block out the view, and a screen comes down from the ceiling, right? And it is the space equivalent of a PowerPoint. And
Oof, yeah.
and he
Very proud of it.
he's very proud of it. You can see he's actually smiling. He's like, allow me to tell you a little bit about Madrilathi history. We have 5 planets, and each one is bullet pointed. Brogana, Kumiko, Hart, Athega, and the planet you are now, Gontharia.
That sounds like a Beach Boys song.
That's where we want to go, to Kamiko.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brogana, Kumiko, Hart, Athega, Gontharia.
Sorry.
And he says, the people of the 5 planets in the Madrilathi system, we're all of the same people. We're all the same race of people. However, we have extremely different ideologies. We do not generally get along. The 5 planets have different ideas about how to live their lives, and they're not in sync. It is important to know because at one point, we were threatened with invasion by a threat that we do not name, and generations ago, we were saved by our savior, the Nalkath. And the Nalkath are actually the rulers of all 5 planets. However, you will not meet the Nalkath, as they rule off-world. However, they are the only thing that keeps our 5 planets from ripping each other apart. So, I just wanted to make you aware that when you go out there to the outrings, you may have to visit settlements from different planets, and they will try to get you to fight, to take one side or the other. Do not take that side. The only side you need to take is the word of the Nalkath. And then he clicks it. There's some pictures. There's a jungle. There's some hunters in a jungle, hunting something that looks like an elk. There's some farmers, and one's waving, and they got their hoe raised up. There's some guys on a boat, and they're fishing.
This is just really like a vacation slideshow.
Come visit what is this? Where are we?
The Madrilathi system.
Come visit the Madrilathi system.
Yeah. And then Loxus, the final slide is a bunch of Madrilathi actually in an arena doing blood sport with a bunch of people waving money in the background.
I'm like, where's that?
And he clicks the button and the windows go back up, and he says, oh, that's Brogana.
Let's go to Brogana.
Don't know much about Klingons, am I correct?
Correct.
What little I do know, I think you might enjoy Brogana, but be careful, they are very violent people.
I think you can hang.
So, Draxel, what can you tell us about the space pirates that we're going to intercept? Do we know, are they Madrilathi? Are they from a certain planet with a certain alignment? What do we know about them?
We actually don't know much about the space pirates. They hit fast, they plunder resources, and then they leave. And they only attack the outer settlements. The only thing we know is that their captain is named Jackie. They go by the name Jackie. It's a silly name.
Captain Jackie? I like it.
So has anyone seen this Captain Jackie?
As far as we know, no.
And the ships, what type of, are they Madrilathi ships?
They are Not Madrilathi ships, and they are not Nelketh ships either.
Okay, so an unknown to you ship type?
Seem to be unknown.
Okay. Are there any planets, other species that you guys have had conflict with?
We tend to keep the Madrilathi, tend to keep to ourselves. We have not really had outside contact in generations. Sending Gremular out was our first point of outside contact.
What other species are nearby? Just because you haven't had contact with anybody doesn't mean they don't have some sort of conflict with you.
It's a bit of a dead zone around the Madrilathi sector. There aren't a lot of inhabited planets. We'll say, especially Posa, you love to do research. You probably were like booping on the ship's computer before you got there, and that checks out. There isn't a lot of inhabited planets around the star system. The one thing that you did find interesting, and this is only because long-range scanners were able to pick it up, there is a pretty big black hole in the sector.
Interesting.
All right, well, we appreciate your time, Draxel. Is there anything else that could aid us in our mission? Like, where were they last seen? What was the last settlement they attacked?
They were last seen in Settlement 13B, which was actually on the outskirts of, let's see, that would have been on the outskirts of the first planet, Brogana.
Oh, good. We get to go to Brogana anyway.
Whee!
Brogana. I guess that's our first destination. We really appreciate your time.
And he says, thank you for participating in my presentation. And he's smiling. He's very happy.
It was really something, Drex. Thank you.
It was full of pictures and information.
It's fascinating. So, are there any survivors of attacks that we could talk to?
Oh, good call.
He says there may be some people in the outer settlements that you could talk to, but I advise not speaking with them directly because, again, the planets don't get along. I have a feeling that they're going to say that it wasn't the space pirates, but there was actually, invaders from Hart or Athega, etc., etc.
Do you think that's at all possible?
He sighs and he sort of thinks, just kind of looks at the ceiling and taps his chin. Says, well, our people do not get along. And we've been trying, and the Nelketh for generations have been trying to bridge the divide among our people. So I wouldn't rule it out. If you could find any information on who these space pirates actually are, if they are Madrilathians, if they're outsiders, we desperately need your help.
Got you.
I mean, I'm thinking going to planet UFC where they put the bro in Brogana or whatever it's called.
Yeah, man.
Like, if there's anyone in this area, I'm gonna think it's them.
So actually, while you're kind of discussing amongst each other, like, the next plan, there's a sharp, shrill, like, alarm sound, just a single one, and it goes off. And you see, if you're looking at Draxel, his eyes go wide, like wide. Actually, give me a roll 2 dice, and if you get a plus, tell me.
I did.
Penny did?
Yeah.
I got 2.
Okay, so Posa did?
Yep.
I
Loxus
also
did?
got 2.
Okay, so, and I'll roll for Watkins. Watkins is just sort of like looking at a plant.
Good job.
Watkins loves working with us. They can just tune out.
Yeah. The 4 of you, when that alarm goes off, you all kind of turn to Draxel and you see the color, the yellow-green of their skin just sort of drain, and they look much, much paler. There's a blue light above the door, and it flashes a few times, and Draxel stands up and says, would really appreciate if you were on your way now. I have some things I need to take care of.
What's that going on there?
That's internal affairs. Don't worry about it. My assistant will give you all the information you need, the star charts, the planetary charts, etc. But excuse me, I have to go. And Draxel just beelines it out of there. But their assistant in the gray robes, kind of like pulls out their iPad and starts interfacing with everyone to give you all the information you need.
Okay, so I pull out my tricorder to intercept that information. But then I'm also just going to, scan as far, general scan it out as I can to see if I can tell anything that's going on.
Some Shakel shit. Give me,
I was gonna say, I can take the information down and Shaq can act like she's taking the information, but she does all the scans.
Are you scanning for their computer system, or are you just scanning in general?
Just general. I just want to see if I can tell if there's, ships landing or volcanoes erupting or any old thing.
Sure. Just roll 2 dice then.
Okay. I got a plus.
Okay. So, what you don't really notice any new information about ships landing or the volcano doing anything different. But what you do notice is that everything around you is filled to the brim with nanobots. The table, the chairs, the screens, the alarm, everything in here is teeming with nanobots.
They're made out of them? I scan again to see if I can tell that.
You would say that a large part of everything in here's mass is constructed of highly responsive nanobots.
People, too?
Not the people.
Not the people.
The plants are plants. The people are people. But all of the even the sort of inert stuff that you would expect to be just like steel or whatever has a significant nanobot, a substantial makeup of nanobots.
Yeah. Huh.
They're just sort of in everything.
Well, I just try to get as much information as I can about them and why. So I scan them specifically. Sure. If I can tell what they're doing, how they interact, what their capabilities are.
With the tricorder you have, you can sort of get a sort of a percentage to mass of what nanobots are, in a chair or table. As far as their actual specific purpose, it's hard to tell.
Even with my xenotech skill?
Yeah, because you're not really interfacing with the nanobots through this scan, so...
And I guess I don't really have a reason to bring it up at the moment, so I guess I'll just be chill.
Right. We'll say that the next stage of your mission is to head out and actually explore the space pirates, but we'll call it good here. Commander's log. We had a very interesting encounter with the, let me look through my notes here. Lord Governor Draxel had a lot of interesting information about the people of the Madrilathi sector. I mean, I guess it's not anything that we haven't seen before in other situations. For example, the Klingons are a warring culture that war among themselves for generations to establish dominance, so this isn't anything new, but it does warrant helping them look into this space pirate situation. The more we can learn about this sector, the better.
So I have a question. Would a vag hematoma be a camel toma?
No.
My next question is, do Klingons have 2 clits?
Oh.
How many labias? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will take
4,
all the labias.
6?
I'll take as many labias as I can get.
There's a bunch. I think there's a bunch.
Redundant.
So many folds like that.
It's a beautiful flower.
Oh my gosh, you gotta dig for it.
You have been listening to Mammary Alpha. Your host would like to thank Smelly Tooth, who composed our theme song and some of the other music that you hear, as well as Roll Music. You can find us online at mammaryalpha.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Mammary Alpha. You can tweet at us using the hashtag #ThisPodcastIsTheTits, thanks to Dee Dee, and support us by buying a t-shirt or becoming a patron. And don't forget to leave a rating or review on iTunes.